It's been great using elephants. From the time I was introduced to elephants through the Super Leaders program, it's been a marvel to see how it's transformed me personally as an individual and what it's done for at least the individuals that have all been through it. They've all come out of it with just huge smiles. So I was introduced to elephants through my colleagues, Lloyd Nelson. I first heard about it from Lloyd Nelson, who had heard about it who's been experienced through previous encounters with Steve Blades, and having used it at RBMR before I moved across to RBMR used it extensively. Justin Hageman is a huge fan of what Super Leaders has done for RBMR, and so I was introduced to it through those guys, and I've been trying to use it at previous operations that I've worked in, at the PMR, for instance. I never had an opportunity to use it, and when I came across to the RBMR, it was the first thing I did was to put my name down for a Super Leaders course with Steve Blades. Great. Every single person that has been to Super Leaders will tell you it has transformed their lives with their family interactions, it's transformed their lives with their people interactions on site. So I've seen the people who've come out of Super Leaders handle situations much better. They are a lot more calmer, they don't confront situations erratically, they take things a lot more gradually, a lot more systematic. Acknowledging is one of the most useful tools that's come out of Super Leaders. And the guys who have come out of Super Leaders, you'll see how they always take the time to listen to somebody. They take the time to acknowledge what the person is saying to them before they even bother to respond. You can see they go through the process that Super Leaders teaches them on how to listen, understand what the person is saying by acknowledging them first, make that person feel like a human being before you start engaging them. So you can see the difference that is made to a lot of the individuals. It's a pity we haven't got a mass transfer of those skills into a huge population of RBMR, because I certainly think that would add a lot of value. I think if you look at all the people who've been through the Elephants in Main training course, I've heard of the wonder it has done for the PMR as an example, because the PMR spent a lot of money and effort in 2016 to get as many of their people into the different programs of Elephants in Main. The ACP has taken a lot of time and effort to get more and more people into the different programs of Elephants in Main Street. And the ripple effects has been that those two operations, as an example, are a lot more calmer. They're a lot more stable. There aren't as many stories coming out. And the two operations we're talking about, by the way, are mainstream bottlenecks, if you want to call them that. Nothing goes through the value chain without going through those two operations. And if you can achieve stability in those two operations, you've achieved it across the entire organization. So that's what I've seen and heard and actually experienced. Those two operations, as an example, are a lot more stable, a lot more calmer. You don't hear as many ER issues as we had, particularly in 2016. The first part of 2016, you'll all remember that PMR was stopped for a significant part of the beginning of 2016. Yes, it was a Department of Mineral Resource instruction, but it is a known fact that it was triggered by employee unhappiness. And with those employees being happy now, or at least calmer, willing to engage better, willing to talk about their issues, the payback for Anglo has been there aren't that many issues coming out of PMR, therefore translates to stability, and that's rands and cents, dollars and cents for Anglo American Platinum. at least as a great example, those two operations are paying back a lot of money back to Anglo by using elephants in Main Street. So a lot of the organizations, well, I think as a start, where have you ever heard of the CEO of the organization being the main facilitator of a lot of the programs? It is unheard of. I mean, Steve Blades is a genius in that context, where he is the CEO of the company, and it's a large organization. I mean, I've now interacted with many parts of the organization, yet he takes the time to take a week away and actually does the facilitation of a very intense program in Super Leaders. That alone is a genius move. He is energetic, he is engaged, he keeps the team busy, he keeps them and focused on the program, and imparts his own experience into individuals. Unheard of. I don't think I've interacted with many CEOs and MDs of programs, of training companies similar to Elephants in Main Street, but unheard of. All of them paper shufflers, strategists to sit in big offices, take meetings. Not a single one of them does site visits, does coaching of individuals, takes the time to engage directly with shop floor employees, not just with the big bosses like myself, but with guys on the shop floor. Unheard of. The technology that goes behind Elephants in Main Street, the YouTube channel that you can access anytime, the constant updates on Facebook, social media, the use of social media is amazing. I mean, I can at any point in time take my phone, go into the Facebook page, the YouTube page, and I can remember a couple of things just by reading them on the Facebook page, just by looking at their YouTube channel, seeing my own employees and people that I know personally going through the program by just catching up with them on Facebook or Twitter or YouTube. It's great. So that's something I can share with other leaders to say, well, there's a great use of multimedia tools in Elephants in Main Street. There's a great use of information sharing in Elephants in Main Street. There's a great use of just the tools, the individuals who do the program. One of the fun things that I look forward to after every single program is seeing that video at the end, seeing how the guys experienced it, looking at people's faces while they're looking at themselves on the video, and how they react, how they relive the week, how they relive their experiences just through a 15-minute video. It's amazing, and I think it builds just a little bit more courage in them to say, I didn't waste my time. I actually spent the week adding value to my life, and something that I can log on anywhere in the world and relive. I can look at it over and over and over again from any part of the world. I think it's tools like that I think us as leaders of organizations, we can learn from. How do we create that type of excitement around our own organizations using multimedia? How do we as CEOs and MDs and GMs get off our seats in our fancy offices and actually interact with employees on the shop floor, just like Steve does? The CEO of an organization is the one that does the most shop floor interaction. Why are we as leaders not doing that? Why am I, as the GM of RBMR, not spending enough time on the shop floor with my employees, doing that type of interaction? So there's a lot to learn from the interactions I've had with Steve. There's a lot to learn from the interactions I've had with Elephants in Main Street. The first, if I may call it, the easy approach by every single employee that I've dealt with in Elephants in Main Street. First name basis. There's no mess there, there's no say, it's all first name basis. It's all very casual, but still professional, still maintaining decency. I love that, and I think it's many attributes that I can copy from Elephants in Main Street. So the BMR went through a huge drive of getting many of our leaders, our supervisors, and our future leaders who are not yet supervisors but talent are recognized as potential successes through super leaders. And you can see after doing that, before going through that program, there was a lot of turmoil, there were a lot more erratic unrests, walkouts, people just not behaving in a professional manner. After going through Elephants in Main Street, that turnaround came through in the BMR where the safety performance improved. They broke production records by keeping the place more stable, by keeping the people more calm. There's a huge benefit to how the BMR has improved in its performance over the 2015 to 2016 performance, just purely by pushing a lot more people through super leaders. I think that's one of the best examples in terms of turnaround that I can share with you.